Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is we're going to talk about Mike Tannenbaum, probably the worst GM I've ever seen based off the takes he has had over the past couple of days. If you do not know who Mike Tannenbaum is, he currently works for ESPN. He kind of pops up on Get Up, First Take, some of the morning shows on ESPN. In his past history, he has been an NFL GM for the New York Jets and also the Miami Dolphins. And since he's been working for ESPN, he's had a couple of takes that were okay, some takes that are bad, and then here recently, he's had some god-awful takes. Like when you hear about people saying hot takes, and I've had some hot takes myself, this man has the scorching hot takes. Here recently, he has had two offseason quarterback trades that he thinks should happen that have pretty much just lit the NFL world on fire, just beaming at this man. The first one was him saying that he thinks Russell Wilson should be traded to the New York Jets to be a backup behind Aaron Rodgers. And the second one that I want to talk about, because I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, he says that the Cleveland Browns should trade DESHAUN Watson to the New York Giants in exchange for Daniel Jones. What the fuck was this man smoking? So what we're gonna do in this video, first off, I have the clip of him actually saying that they should trade DESHAUN Watson for Daniel Jones, so we're gonna watch that. Then we're also gonna talk about the trade option for Russell Wilson going to the New York Jets to be a backup. We're gonna talk about why that's not gonna work. We're gonna talk about why DESHAUN Watson's not gonna work, and I'm just gonna fucking roast this man to death. So without further ado, if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's let the roast begin, and let's get right into it. All right, first off, before we go any further, I'm going to let you guys watch the clip. I'm going to put it up on screen so you guys can watch it. This is Mike Tannenbaum saying that the Cleveland Browns should trade Daniel Jones for DESHAUN Watson, just basically a player-for-player exchange, and I can't even watch it again. I'm going to cry.
I'm trading DESHAUN Watson and a second-round pick to the New York Giants for Daniel Jones. And hear me out. If you're the Cleveland Browns, you have Dorian Thompson-Robinson, you have Joe Flacco, and now a 27-year-old Daniel Jones who has 1 year left of guaranteed money for $36 million and an enormous amount of flexibility moving forward. And if you're the Giants, you're getting DESHAUN Watson, who's 29, who's making $46 million a year for the next 3 years and a second-round pick. And to me, you need a frontline difference-making quarterback. Because, Bart, right now, if you're the Giants, how in the world do you win the NFC when you have to beat San Francisco, Green Bay, Dallas, Philly, and Detroit?
With Daniel Jones, right.
Yeah, with Daniel Jones. So, to me, DESHAUN Watson hasn't played well the last couple of years, but he has a high upside, and he's only 29 years old.
All right, as you can see in that clip, and we're going to kind of go over some of the important things that he said off of kind of the quotes here. The thing that I am going to roast the living fuck out of this dude for is how stupid do you have to be to work for ESPN? Kind of the things that he went over and he said in this was, like you saw, if you're the New York Giants, you're getting DESHAUN Watson, who's 29, who's making $46 million a year. Apparently, he's saying that they can afford him, and you're getting a second-round pick back. Whereas the Cleveland Browns, they're getting somebody like Daniel Jones, where, from what he said, the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, he works better with like these kind of bummy quarterbacks. From what we saw with Joe Flacco, he was able to transform. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, able to help transform. Daniel Jones kind of fits into that boat. Daniel Jones only getting paid about $36 million, whereas DESHAUN Watson getting paid about $46 million. The thing I want to come after him and roast him for is, how is it that literally a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever we made this trade, even now, people were talking about, oh, is DESHAUN Watson not good? Oh, I don't know if he's that good. I just don't know about DESHAUN Watson. Is he going to be able to help Cleveland? Or is Cleveland going to be able to do the right thing with DESHAUN Watson? But now that the talk has come out about, oh, the Cleveland should trade DESHAUN Watson. If he goes to New York Giants, he would do really well there. They would be so good, blah, 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 blah. What's the difference between the Giants and Cleveland? Cleveland, offensive line. Giants, no offensive line. Cleveland at least has some pass catchers. New York has nothing. In the famous words of Stephen A. Smith from ESPN's First Take, the New York Giants, all they got is Saquon Barkley and a bag of chips. And last time I checked, Saquon Barkley's trying to hit the road. Saquon Barkley's trying to hit the road, and Brian Daboll, the head coach, he just won Coach of the Year 2 years ago, but after last year's performance, he might get fired midway through the season. Mike Tannenbaum, you've had some bad takes, even some horrible takes. This one was just god awful. I feel like there's times where this man just wakes up and he says, what's the worst take possible I can come up with that is going to get the most clicks? Now, let me say this. In hindsight, I understand why he's trying to think it, but why the fuck would the Cleveland Browns do it? Andrew Berry, the GM, has said multiple times he's with DESHAUN. They are 100% in on DESHAUN Watson. Kevin Stefanski has said he's 100% on DESHAUN Watson. I realize they can say stuff that they don't really mean, but last time I checked, DESHAUN Watson has shown his growth, and after that Ravens game, we now know when DESHAUN Watson plays his game, we now know what he's going to be, and that DESHAUN Watson If we can get that Deshaun Watson every single day, I'm happy. Especially if we can go into the season and he can get the first win of the season on that very first game, and then we can just get the train rolling. Oh my God, this team will be elite. And why would we want to go trade away our star quarterback, bring in Daniel Jones? And who says Daniel Jones even going to be that good? Maybe Brian Dable is just the great quarterback whisperer, and he made Daniel Jones good on that first season. But last year we saw they did not look good. They did not look good. And I realized I just said Kevin Stefanski, he took 5 quarterbacks last year, got a bunch of wins with all these quarterbacks. 4 of them got wins for them. But I'm telling you now, I am not trying to deal with Daniel Jones. We have dealt with every single basically every white quarterback there is known to man. Brian Hoyer, Brandon Whedon, Johnny Manziel, you name the white quarterback, we've had him on our team. Case Keenum, Baker Mayfield, every single white quarterback there ever has been in the NFL. Brock Osweiler, we've had him. If you want to add Daniel Jones to the name of the onto the jersey, the picture of the jersey with all the quarterbacks, go right ahead. I'm not for it. In the second piece of info that we need to discuss is him also then, right after we saw the whole Deshaun Watson trade for Daniel Jones, I'm thinking, okay, he couldn't have gone any worse than that. That's it. Then I wake up at 8 a.m., Get Up Gets on, and I'm sitting there watching. I'm just kind of watching while I'm over here doing content, and I'm like, what the fuck did he just say? And right here is exactly what he says. He says, quote, if you're Russell Wilson, where else is he going to go? Quote, Tannenbaum said during Monday's Get Up, quote, so if you have to sit for a year, why not sit behind one of the greatest of all time and then be a free agent again, pay him $1 million and let him resurrect his career, quote. So he thinks Russell Wilson, the great Russell Wilson that I realize he's had about 2 to 3 years of just not the best quarterback play. He thinks that Russell Wilson is going to sit on the bench and be a backup for a whole season. That ain't happening. Nonetheless, going to the New York Jets where you already have Aaron Rodgers, the New York Jets are 100% in on Aaron Rodgers. And his argument was, well, look what happened last year. You were 100% on him then. He got injured the first week. Then the whole season, you were Zach Wilson. You needed a backup and you didn't have anything. Maybe Russell Wilson could be there. But you don't want to rely on that. You want your starter to be there. Last time I checked, I don't see the Kansas City Chiefs going out and signing Russell Wilson to be a backup because they are 100% in on Patrick Mahomes. They want him to be 100% healthy. They want him to be the guy and him to just be out there all the time. And I'm pretty sure the New York Jets are the same exact way. They want Aaron Rodgers to get 100% healthy, get the Achilles right, get ready for week 1, and be on the field from week 1 to week 18. Now, the big thing with all this is, like I said, they could either trade for him or they could just wait till the Broncos release him. From what is being told is the Broncos are going to be releasing him. The question is, how much money is the Broncos going to have to pay? The Broncos are trying to figure out right now with the whole way his contract works. If they were going to release him, I think they're going to have to pay like $30 to $40 million of dead money, which I don't know if they really want to do that, but if it means getting out of the contract and saving probably hundreds of millions of dollars by just paying $40 million, I think they'll take that sacrifice. I think with Russell Wilson, if the New York Jets wanted to trade for him, and Russell Wilson or any team wanted to trade for him, and they could trade a 6th round pick, maybe even next year, a 5th round pick in 2025, and they could get Russell Wilson, why not, I guess? But I really think with Russell Wilson, the thing is, people need to realize, I don't see him going to be a backup. I see him going somewhere to be another starter. And there are a lot of teams he could go. He could go to the Steelers. He could go to the Falcons. He could go to one of these teams that are trying to draft a quarterback right now to where he can maybe resurrect his career. Washington, maybe they'll take a swing at him. I just really can't see Russell Wilson going to a team and just be like, yep, I'm cool sitting on your bench. I'll just be a bridge guy. This man has a Super Bowl MVP, a Super Bowl ring, could have had 2 Super Bowl rings if they would have fucking ran it. I still can't believe in his entire career he never won an MVP award. But getting back to the Mike Tannenbaum take, like I said, these are 2 takes that just, what the fuck was he thinking? Now, for the record, like I said in the beginning, Mike Tannenbaum has had some okay takes. He's had some good takes, some bad takes. These were some very bad takes. And at times, I wonder when he has his good takes, it's like, did somebody have to whisper that in your ear to like make you say it? Because like I said, there's just some takes that it's like you question his sports knowledge. And like I said, he was an NFL GM at one point, and people try to say, well, he used to be an NFL GM. I trust his knowledge since he did the job. He should know what he's talking about. The fact that he's not an NFL GM, the fact that he was fired twice, means that he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, people, you do realize this is also the same man that thought Mark Sanchez was going to be the leader of the Jets to take him to the Super Bowl. He's also the man that traded for Brett Favre to come to the New York Jets. Brett Favre was there for what, a year, 2 years, and then he already jumped ship and went back to Minnesota, or went to Minnesota, my bad. He's also the same guy that here a couple days ago, whenever I was discussing the whole Justin Fields, Caleb Williams thing with the Chicago Bears, he was the one saying that, oh, I would keep Justin Fields on the roster, and then I would still draft Caleb Williams and make Justin Fields kind of stay there and try to teach Caleb Williams. Like, this dude just makes no sense. I don't know about you, but I've had enough of this guy. Luckily, when the NFL season kind of finishes up, once we get to the draft, once the draft's over, this man will go away, but I'm just tired of this man's takes. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully, you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of this video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you disagree or agree with my takes about Mike Tannenbaum, if you think he should get the hell off of ESPN, if you agree with his takes, you need to leave my channel. If you disagree with his takes, welcome to the channel. But like I said, if you agree or disagree with anything I said, like I said, leave a comment down below as to what you think about everything I said. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Don Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.